Here we go.
Let's do this.
We're live.
We are. Snow day, baby.
Nice and bright.
It is. Gotcha.
Okay, Amy. Well, welcome everyone.
Welcome to On the Haunt.
I'm Whitney.
And I'm Amy.
I never know what to say after that.
This is a really weird day. We're used to doing this after work, and we had some pretty nasty weather last night, so neither one of us had to work today. So, yeah,
here we are.
It's like we get in a groove. We were doing it on a weekend, and then we stopped and started doing it after work. So then we had to get into that groove, and now this is really weird.
Here we are.
I don't know. And now the holidays are getting ready to come up. So
who knows what's about to happen?
Look out.
Amy.
Whitney.
We got an email.
I'm taking your word for it because you forwarded it to me and it was completely blank.
Sorry. So an old pal from work, her name is Jennifer, she sent us an email from our website, onthehaunt.com. And then, I never got it. And so she sent us a message on Facebook, was like, hi, you guys keep saying, she didn't say this, she was much more nice, but
yeah.
You guys keep saying you don't get any emails, but I sent you an email, so what's up with that? And then I went and did some research, and I had the wrong email attached to that contact.
Of course you did.
Contact us thing. So
this is our life, people.
But it is fixed now.
Yeah. So just know, if you ever do try to contact us and you don't get a response, it is not because we have so many things to respond to. It's because we've done something stupid.
Right.
And don't know you're contacting us. So try through a variety of outlets and social media and let us know that
but now it's
we're
fixed.
morons.
Oh, yeah. Look, here's the email I sent you. It just has our signature. So embarrassing. All right. So anyway, I'm going to read Jen's email. Jen, again, thank you so much. We are so excited to read your email and to hear about your experiences. So
yes.
Her email goes, hello. I wanted to share an experience that I had last night.
Oh.
Whoa. She sent
wow.
this on Sunday, October 20th. So in Halloween season. It was a short-lived experience, and my husband thinks I'm nuts. Ours, too.
We feel you, girl.
But I know I saw something. We went on the St. Charles Ghost Tour on Main Street last night with some friends. About halfway through, we walked up a big hill to where they have rebuilt the original Borromeo Church. That's not right, I'm sure. Jen, help me out. Borromeo.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I can't read upside down.
Sorry.
Are you kidding me? She's showing me her
And on your
tiny
glasses
little
on.
phone. I know I have my glasses on. We're sitting in the dark and it's upside down. I'm not a wizard.
Borromeo Church. A church. Anyway, I was toward the back listening to the tour guide talk about the structure of the church. He had not yet told us anything spooky at that location. I turned my head to look around and saw two misty patches that were the size of grown people standing between two people behind me. What?
Yeah.
We were standing close to a concrete bench in a large set of bushes. I blinked my eyes and got out my phone for a picture, but the flash of mist was gone. A few minutes later, the tour guide went on to tell us that this was a spot we were likely to see activity. He spoke of a full manifestation of a woman in white and of three shadowy figures that they see move around the church. Then he pointed behind me and said around the benches, people report seeing white misty figures.
Oh my
and said that was close to where some coffins were accidentally excavated. He went on to tell us that there were around 250 unmarked graves under where we stood. Whoa.
That's insane.
I've been on several walking tours as well as an overnight at the penitentiary and have had lots of quick glimpses of things. I'm positive I saw something last night, even if it was just a flash. Anyway, I thought it was interesting and figured I would share with someone who might believe me as opposing to my loving, skeptical husband. I love listening to the podcast and have learned about a lot of spooky things so far. Jen!
Thank you. That was a fantastic email.
Oh my gosh. And
you
so
clearly
creepy.
Speak better than we do. So nice job.
Jen, it was so easy to read your email opposed to reading my own writing.
It was grammatically correct and the words existed, even though Whitney butchered one or two.
Yeah, whoops. Borromeo. But
Awesome.
Jen, how interesting. I've been on that walking tour of St. Charles, downtown St. Charles. It is so cool. Have you been? We need to go.
I've been on that one.
We need to go.
I've been on so many. It's hard to keep track.
I know. That one's really fun, too. It'll be a little cold right now, but later on. Well, thank you, Jen. What an interesting experience you had.
That inspired me to want to share. We need to do another Tales from the Prayer Closet and just do some personal experiences.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get that on the books.
Wait for it. It'll be here
coming
sometime by spring, hopefully.
So it'll be here in the next year.
Who knows?
Prepare yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, what did you think of our no topic episode, everybody? Did you like it? I hope so, because we're doing it again, because none of you said you hated it. So we're
whatever.
taking that as your approval. We wouldn't know since no one rates us. Sorry, that was passive aggressive. I take that back, but please do. And I get it. I never rate anything. Amazon hates my guts. They're constantly like, would you please review your purchases? I'm like, no,
It was fine.
Some TV to watch.
Right. But this podcast is better than fine. It's like, slightly above average.
We've had like maybe 2 people tell us that they look forward to this every Monday, listening to us on their commute to work. So
Did you say 2 people?
I think 2 have specifically mentioned their Monday commutes. So we know we're amazing.
Maybe this is why people don't want to read us, because they're like, you guys bitches are annoying.
We have yet to stoop to the level of rating ourselves, but I'm about ready to.
Just kidding.
Are you po-hobo? No. Who are you, po-hobo?
For real, it's
nice
confusing.
job with the mystery, but now we're dying to know.
Is it you? We know it's you.
Did you create an alias account? Are you like Prince? Oh my God, I'm reading his
Chris has
posthumous memoir. Am I saying that right? Doesn't that mean after
it's
that?
It's not posthumous.
Okay. But anyways, he had really good names when he would check in places and whatnot. So
now I'm seeing weird white shadowy figures.
Now I'll just start using all of his aliases to create Apple accounts and rate us. No, come on, people. I don't have time for that. Please go on and rate us. Even if you don't want to leave a review, just click the 5 stars. It's right there on the page where the podcasts are. Second. But don't accidentally hit the 2 stars. Because someone did, and we know it couldn't have been deliberately. Because why would you give us 2 stars?
This is getting embarrassing.
This is, sorry.
All right.
Moving on.
Move out of here.
All right.
Okay. So today, I'm doing a story that's a little bit different.
Are we talking about stickers, or are we doing that at the end?
Oh, shoot. Yes, we are.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know.
No, thank you.
This is crazy.
You all.
She has a page of notes, the stuff we're going to talk about, but she keeps hiding the page from me, so I don't know what we're doing.
I don't want you to see what my topic is.
Oh, okay.
It's very secretive.
It's on the page with our notes.
These are my notes. I only have one note. You just took
notes with me. You wrote stickers. And you wrote...
Well, I just wrote the people receiving stickers.
Sorry, guys. We are a mess. It's been a long day.
Housekeeping.
We've been trapped home with our children. Cut us some slack.
So... I worked from home today, so I actually worked. I just need to put that out there.
I did like 9 loads of laundry, so...
That is working.
It is.
I was on the clock.
I was not.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So, no one cares.
No one cares. So I'm holding this up as
I'm wondering why you're holding it up. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. They're
you guys, we got our freaking stickers. It is so exciting.
It is very exciting.
They are great. We can post a picture on our social media, and we're going to go ahead and send them out to a few special people who have really been engaged with us on the page and with the podcast. So we'll be in touch with those folks. And we'd love to send some out for the rest of you. So please, if you share our page, I don't know how many we have here, but if you share our page, we're hoping to send some out to people. So
yeah, there's a real good chance if you share our page, you're getting a sticker. Okay?
Real good. We're going to put it in we probably have to send it in something like this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bend. Why am I saying that? No one cares. But yeah, we're going to get a sticker out to you.
Absolutely. So please share a page out.
It's cool.
It's really cool when you share a page and write a little something about us. We love that. Seriously.
Oh my God, Crystal.
Gosh. It really does mean a lot. And we do read them all. We don't always respond.
We read them all because there's one.
We hit there have been more than one.
Okay,
Stop
I know.
God.
I'm going to check my
Don't kick me while I'm down.
I'm just doing weird nervous
Anyways,
things.
we truly appreciate it. And
we do.
We usually just hit the like button, or I do, because I feel so weird responding to someone saying that they like what I do. I'm used to people hating me. It's really bizarre. I don't know.
We need therapy.
We do.
We have like some, excuse me. Oh gosh, I'm drinking soda. Not good. We've really got some issues here.
1 minute we're narcissists talking about how great we are, and then the next minute we're self-deprecating.
We're psychopaths.
We are. Okay.
Okay, are we good now?
I think so. I think that was everything we had to talk about.
I think it is too.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, we've already promoted the stickers and put up pictures and stuff on our pages. So please share.
Yep. And then a reminder too that our t-shirt design that's out there right now, the link is good till November 24th. So get out there and buy yourself one. It's going to be gone before you know it.
Just because it's closing, not because it's the hot item of the season.
It's basically on Oprah's what's it called?
Oprah's
favorite things.
Favorite things, yes.
It's one of Oprah's favorite things.
Yeah.
But anyway, we bought one, and I cannot wait for my shirt to come in. I'm going to wear that thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. We'll post a picture of us in our shirts.
I got my sticker on my car. Amy just got hers today. So yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah. And you will be equally as excited when you get your sticker after you share a page and if you order yourself a shirt.
You put it on your Tumblr, put it on your car.
Yeah. And then when people say, what's that? Be like, oh, let me tell you.
Let me tell you about these weirdos. Okay. Are we ready for this?
I think we're ready. Remember, once again, we have no topic, so let's see where this goes.
Okay. So, again, going back to where I was earlier before I forgot about the stickers, my topic tonight is a little bit of a turn from what we're used to doing. It is just a weird story, purely weird, a little bit macabre, a little bit just gross and what the F. But then it also there are some theories on a paranormal, with a paranormal spin.
Okay,
so
I'm here for
what am I doing? I am doing, that's the wrong one.
I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm doing the bizarre case of Ursula and Sabina Eriksson. Do you know this one? They're the twins.
I don't. It's not right. You know, I always say I don't, and then once you start getting into the story, I'm like, okay, so at this moment,
there are a couple
I do
podcasts
not.
we love that have covered this. So you probably, once we get into it, you'll probably be like, oh, okay. Here we go. My sources tonight are Wikipedia, Vice.com, and Reddit. Oh my God, I love Reddit. Yeah. Okay, so Ursula and Sabina Eriksson are twins. They were born on November 3rd, 1967 in Sweden. They had an older sister named Mona and a older brother named Bjorn. Bjorn? I never know how to say Swedish words.
Bjorn, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking of Bjork.
Yes,
so
Bjorn.
That's a BJ,
sure.
so.
There's so many dots over the O. It's like...
Or bonjour.
Bonjour. So they had a very normal upbringing. Everything that I read, they had no history of criminal convictions or mental illness or anything in there. Just normal. Okay. Normal life, okay? So by 2000, Ursula was living in the United States and Sabina lived in Ireland with her partner and 2 children. So the rest of what I'm about to get into is the commonly accepted timeline. Some of these things are a little like, what? Okay. We don't exactly know if that's what happened, but this is the commonly accepted timeline.
Got it.
So at this point in their life, the twins are in their late 30s. It's just good to know. So on May 16th, 2008, Ursula, the one who lived in the United States, she visited Sabina, the one that lived in Ireland with her family. So she went and visited her. We don't know why. At some point, they decided to secretly leave Sabina's house and go to Liverpool, England.
Oh,
so
okay.
She left her kids. Sabina was like, okay,
that always blows my mind how in Europe you can just like hop in your car and go to another country.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know.
So bye, Ireland. Hello, England.
Yeah.
So once they arrived in Liverpool at 8:30 a.m., on Saturday, they went to St. Anne Street Police Station to report concerns about the safety of Sabina's children. So it just starts getting real bizarre, right? It's like, what?
So they're not even in the same country where her children are.
No, and you left your children. The police in Liverpool contacted Dublin police and learned that Sabina had a fight with her partner the night before. So that's all we know there. So that was at 8:30 a.m. So at 11:30 a.m., Ursula and Sabina boarded a National Express coach headed to London. So they get on the bus.
Okay.
They're going to London. So they stopped at this gas station, the Keele Services Station near Stoke-on-Trent and Newcastle-under-Lyme.
I mean...
What are the names of these towns. Why is it called that? Stoke-on-Trent. And Newcastle-under-Lyme.
And who is
disease.
Trent? What'd he ever do to you? Jeez, why are you stoking on him?
Right. So at that point, they got off the bus saying they weren't feeling well. They're like, well, we got let us off. Ding dong, ding dong.
Yeah,
I don't
pulling
know.
the rope.
Yeah. So the bus driver ended up leaving them there around 1 p.m.
Bus driver's like, I have a schedule to keep.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't got time for this.
Because they were acting weird. So they were like clinging onto their bags, like, clutching their bags to their chest.
And I imagine if they're Swedish, they're like really tall and like a Skarsgård.
Yes, and if you look at, there's pictures of them online, they just have hard faces. They look very angry all the time like this. Like this that you can't see because this is a podcast.
So they aren't like the Swiss Miss Cocoa Girl. I don't know.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
just like generalizing all things Swedish.
They're very
right now.
angry looking.
Okay.
But maybe, anyway, there might be other reasons for that. Okay. So the driver wanted to check their bags, but they wouldn't let them. They were clutching their purses, like, no, don't look at my purse, don't look at my bag. And so he was like, okay,
was that
this
normal
is
for a
weird.
driver to check your bags?
Well, I think because they were acting so weird, he thought that they had explosives on them.
Got it.
He was like, something illegal is going on here. You're being so weird, just like clutching your...
Yeah. I would just be like, no, you can't get on. I'm like, just take your weird, janky bag and move along with your weird resting bitch face because I ain't got time for it.
So the driver lets the service station, which they kept saying service station, which I just imagine is a gas station, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the driver's like goes into the gas station and is like, hey, these chicks are acting really weird. I'm not sure, but bye.
Yeah.
So then the manager in there was also concerned, so she called the cops. The cops came, they talked to the twins, everything seemed fine, then they left. Great.
Okay.
So then Ursula and Sabina started walking off down the road. They just take off walking.
Okay.
So they're on a major highway. It is like, are you getting to where I'm going?
I'm feeling like this was on like 2020 or
it may
something.
have been.
One of
So
the
it's on-
Dateline something.
They're walking down a highway. It's 3 lanes each way, and there is a median in the middle. Now, it's not like when we think highways out here where we live, the median is like a large grassy patch.
Right.
This isn't a median like Highway 70 where there's nothing. There's probably like 10 feet maybe in between that you could walk down.
Right.
But it's still very close. And then like again, 3 lanes of highway each way, very busy. So they start walking down the highway. There's like tons of CCTV footage because there's like all those TVs everywhere. No one knows where they're going.
It's all coming back to me now. This is
no
a good
one knows what they're doing. It's just super confusing. So they're walking down the median. And they attempt to cross the highway. And the traffic's obviously like, what the? And is freaking out because there's just these women trying to cross the highway. And Sabina gets grazed by a car. Which is like, okay. So obviously...
Are you really that surprised, Sabina?
So the cops show up, obviously, because people are like, excuse me, there are 2 women just in the middle of this like freeway. So the highway patrol equivalents, whatever they're called, they show up. And they happen to be shooting a TV show called Motorway Cops. Essentially Cops.
Yes.
What's the show that's...
Or Live PD.
I love Live PD
I do
so
too.
much. It's so entertaining.
What up, Sticks? You fine specimen of a man, you.
So they show up. Literally, Cops shows up.
Okay.
You know where this is going?
Time.
You know
yeah,
this
I've
great.
seen it, but that's okay.
Oh, man,
I love
so
it,
good.
and I love hearing you tell it.
It's just so...
You are not Tamara Hall or whatever her name is. You're doing a much more entertaining job.
So the cops show up, and the women are on the shoulder, and they're like talking to them, and they're just kind of standing there, and everyone seems fine, and there are some cops, and then more cops show up, so then some of the other cops are like talking to these other cops and just filling them in on what's going on. The twins, Sabina and Ursula, are smoking and just chatting. And then all of a sudden, just, again, remember, this is all being videotaped. Ursula breaks off and bolts into traffic and runs into the side of an 18-wheeler going around 56 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
I mean, and... Again, I say you can Google that. You can YouTube this and see that. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
I mean, it's so mind-boggling. I was watching more things about it last night, and like she just runs, like not even in the front of it. She like dives into the wheels. It is so freaking messed
it's like
up.
I'm just gonna go, and wherever I hit.
Yes,
kind of
I mean, so that's Ursula. So she gets literally ran over by an 18-wheeler, and then she's on the ground. Then Sabina takes off into traffic right behind her. and runs into the highway and is hit head on by a Volkswagen traveling at high speed. And it is, again, you can see this on YouTube. It is shocking. I mean, she gets hit by that Volkswagen and just flies off it like a rag doll. And then you see the front of the Volkswagen. The whole windshield is just completely bashed in. The hood is bashed in. It's insane.
Crazy.
They both...
Imagine being a driver.
Oh my God.
Really? Thank you. Thank you for choosing today of all days to do this.
They both survive.
Just
They
crazy.
survive. Okay, so Ursula's legs were crushed. Obviously.
Yeah, you think?
I wrote 18-wheeler, and Sabina was unconscious for 15 minutes. So the one that got hit by the Volkswagen was literally unconscious for 15 minutes. So both were treated by paramedics. But while being treated, Ursula was resisting medical aid. So again, she got hit by an 18-wheeler, and
she was run over at least 9 times.
Right.
If it's just one side of the truck.
Right.
Bump, 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 bump.
Right. And so she's hitting, she's scratching, she's screaming at them. She has like superhuman strength is what I kept reading. That like there were multiple, like 3 or 4 cops holding her down because she is attacking them. And again, she just got ran over by a truck, and you need to be subdued by 4 like adult men.
Right.
What?
I think when I just stubbed my toe, I'm like, oh my God, I can't. Everyone bring me drinks and magazines.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Move.
So at one point she yelled, she looked at this policeman and that was restraining her, and she goes, "I recognize you. I know you're not real." Which you're like, what the? If you're that cop, you're like, okay, great. Okay.
And I just automatically you assume there's head trauma. Like, what? Okay.
No, right. So Sabina woke up. Hello, I'm back. 15 minutes later. And she begins shouting, "They're going to steal your organs." I don't know to whom.
Yeah.
Maybe to her sister. I don't know.
She didn't know. She's like the girl that blacks out at a party and you think they're down for the count, and then all of a sudden,
I'm back. At this point, they also call like an air evac, helicopter ambulance thing. So then Sabina gets up. She gets to her feet. She literally was just hit by a car head on. She gets to her feet. She's screaming. She's calling for the police. Help! We need the police. Even though the police are there.
Yeah.
Doesn't add up. So the police are like, calm down. Come sit over here. Come sit down. Calm down. She hits an officer in the face and asks, "Why do you kill me?" And then again, bolted into the next highway into traffic again.
Yeah. So strange.
I mean, it's so bizarre. So the police caught up to her and restrained her again and carried her to a waiting ambulance where she was sedated and handcuffed. So at some point, and then Ursula, the other sister, she was taken to the hospital by an air ambulance, is what they kept calling it. And she was admitted because both of her legs were fractured, obviously.
Yeah.
Now,
amazingly, that's
it. I mean, that's insane. So in all the stuff that I was reading, there's conflicting information about this, but allegedly there were no drugs in their system at all. Now, if you go on Reddit and really dig down deep into the weirdness that is Reddit, there are some things that are like, I forgot what country they're in. England, maybe Sweden too. Like one or the other might not want to fully share some of those things due to privacy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's conflicting information about that. But everything I read said that there were no drugs in their systems.
Crazy.
So Sabina was taken to the hospital, but had no real injuries. So she was hit by a cop. She was hit by a car and had
full speed.
Yeah, and had no injuries. And she was released 5 hours later. And then was taken to the police station to be processed because she had hit a police officer.
Right. Well, I mean,
I wrote why, but then later on realized why. Yeah. So,
I would imagine deliberately running in front of traffic, it's got to be breaking some sort of law, right?
I don't know. Nothing
Lord,
I said.
Hope so.
What did I... Hold on. There was something later on, I think. I mean, they do call it like something.
Like endangering motorists or something, you would think.
Yeah, there is something. I think I get to it. I forgot.
Making people late for work should be a felony.
I think there is something. So let's wait till we get there because I have so many notes. Look at all these. It's intense. But I'm writing very large. Anyway, why am I justifying myself? Okay. So while she's at the police station, the police said that she was like very relaxed and calm. She was smoking. She was even kind of flirty with the cops. Oh, which you're like, what?
Who are you?
You just got hit by a car. Okay.
And I'm not that hard up. Like,
Right.
I'll get on Tinder later. I'm not here for this, lady.
So that bag that they were clutching
Yes.
onto that was found was full of burner phones. Right?
I wouldn't even know how to do that. You always see that. Like,
But, like,
go get a burner phone. It's just like the track phones or whatever you buy at Walmart, I guess.
exactly.
Okay.
You know now.
I just have a whole bag full of these. Look out, world.
Why do you have
My criminal mastermind's about to be unleashed.
Why do you have so many burner phones? Okay, so while she's at the police station, Sabina looks over at an officer and says, "We say in Sweden that an accident rarely comes alone. Usually at least one more follows, maybe two." Okay. What is that? What kind of is that advice or just like
I don't know. I mean, I've always heard
Aesop's
that like
fable?
deaths come in threes, so maybe
that's her Swedish version.
Maybe that's
But doesn't it seem ominous, like about what's going on? I don't know.
Seems threatening.
Oh,
like hey. So
Yeah.
this accident, major air quotes, just
Right.
happened with my sister and me. So look out.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'll run in traffic.
Yeah, I'll throw you in traffic next.
Yeah. So the next day, they release Sabina without a full psychiatric evaluation.
So just turn her loose.
They turned her loose.
Great.
She pleaded guilty to trespassing on a motorway,
Okay.
which okay. That doesn't seem to fit. Like it
No,
was worse
isn't
than
everyone trespassing on a motorway?
that. Right? It seems a little worse than that. And hitting a cop. So she spent one night in jail and then she was let go. And she was deemed to have served her sentence after the one night. So the next day, she's let go, and she's literally just wandering the streets of Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke-on-Trent. That's such a hard,
That is weird.
yeah. So Stoke-on-Trent is a little town, not really little, population 250,000, so quite a few people.
So they have like schools and stuff. I wonder what their mascot is.
Right, Stoke-on-Trent.
The Stoke-on-Trent
So weird.
trains.
Stoking of
I don't
fire.
know.
Okay. I don't know. So she's literally wandering the streets, trying to find her sister. She has a clear bag of her possessions. So she's walking down the street. A couple of guys spot her at around 7 p.m. They said she was acting super nervous and weird and just like not normal. And so there were two guys. One of them's name was Glenn Hollinshed. Glenn Hollinseed and Peter Malloy. And so Sabina, I keep wanting to say Sabrina so bad. Sabina's like, "Hey, there are any B&Bs around here?" And Glenn's like, "No, but you can come to my place if you want," which seems creepy, but maybe
Yes.
was kind. I don't know. And Sabina's like, "All right." So they go back to Glenn's house, her, Peter, and Glenn, and they have a few drinks. But the whole time, Peter said she was acting so weird. Like, she kept getting up really quickly and, like, looking out the window as if someone was following her. She'd offer them in a cigarette and then snatch it out of their mouths and say they were poisoned. I mean,
Yeah.
he went up, never mind.
Just kidding. It's mine.
Right.
Poison.
So Peter, he left around midnight and Sabina stayed the night. So the next day at around 7 p.m., Glenn, or maybe a.m., I don't know, 7 p.m. seems, okay, anyway. 7 p.m., and we're going to go with, Glenn went to a neighbor's to ask for tea bags. It is England, after all.
Yes.
You need your tea bags. And then he went back to
have his own tea bags.
Right. Must have been out. It was a really rough night. Or day. Then he went back inside his house. And a minute later, he came back out bleeding and staggering, saying, she stabbed me. And then he collapsed and literally died right there. So the neighbors called 999 and Sabina fled. She ran away. She was seen by CCTV and passersby clutching a hammer and hitting herself in the head with it while walking down the street. And a passing driver saw this, stopped, and tried to wrestle her to the ground. She grabbed a roof tile out of her pocket and hit him over the head with it. I mean,
she's just...
you got a roof tile in your pocket?
Yeah.
How big your pocket?
I mean, with all those burner phones in your purse, I guess you got to carry it in your pocket.
Oh my
Don't
God.
make me hit you with my phones.
And then she just has a tile. That poor guy's like, I was just trying to... You're hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. I was trying to
Next time I see that happen, I'll just pretend it
Driving away.
doesn't exist.
So the paramedics are like trying to get to her because people are calling 999. And it ends with her jumping off a 40-foot bridge onto a roadway, which she survives.
Yeah, of course she does.
And with two broken ankles and a fractured skull. She jumped off a 40-foot bridge onto a street. Not
So
like
think like overpass, like a 40-foot overpass.
Is that
she jumped off
You think
of.
that's 40 feet?
Some are,
Probably.
I would say.
Oh my God. I mean, can you imagine? Okay.
No.
So she went to the hospital. She was discharged in a wheelchair on September 11, 2008, and was arrested and charged with murder. She pled guilty to manslaughter with diminished responsibility, and she throughout the entire trial, she never tried to explain any of her actions. She never said anything about it. She would just say no comment. Prosecution and defense both claim that she was insane at the time of the murder, but had regained her sanity. So she was temporarily insane, but then now I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist.
I don't know. She sounded pretty insane from start to finish to me, but hey, I'm not a doctor.
Right. She was sentenced to 5 years in prison, which doesn't seem like enough, and was sent to Bronzefield Women's Prison. Now we get to the theories. Because what the F
what
was that?
What happened?
Because I don't know about you, but none of that is normal.
No.
Or even seems just like normal psychotic break. I mean, well, maybe. I don't know.
No, not
You never hear stuff like that happening.
with that many consecutive things happening. Mm-hmm. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
And shame on the hospital for not holding on to her.
Yes.
Like, that guy didn't have to die.
Exactly.
You know?
No, absolutely. They should have done. I mean, if
sad.
you are running into traffic on purpose, you at least need a psychiatric
With
evaluation.
another person doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's not right.
No, you don't just, okay, here's your bag of burner phones. Bye now.
Bye. Yeah, totally.
And in the hospital, it's like a clear bag. They put all your belongings
So
in.
you're
It's
just
just like
holding-
a plastic bag of all these phones. And they
And
think
what are
she's,
the phones for?
you're saying goodbye.
And she was a mom
It's crazy.
of two. She is a mom of two. I mean, she's.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's still alive. Well, we'll get to that at the end. So here's some theories. The first theory is folie à... How do you say that?
Do?
Folie à deux.
Right?
Yeah.
D-E-U-X? Do?
Yes, it's French. Folie à deux. And it didn't sound right as I said it out loud. Okay, anyway, so the first theory is folie à deux, which is shared psychosis or shared delusional disorder, which is so interesting to me that, like, two people, like, if we started spending a lot of time together, you could literally see, we could see the same hallucinations.
I mean,
We'd have to go crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we're halfway there.
yeah. We continue to sit in this dark room by candlelight
Right.
much longer.
So
Amy
shared...
Whitney's just jumped on I-70, everybody.
God. So shared delusional disorder is a psychiatric syndrome where a delusional belief and even hallucinations are transmitted from one person to another, which is really scary to think about. Typically happens when 2+ people live in very close proximity and may be socially and or physically isolated and have little interaction with others.
But they lived in 2 different countries.
They did. But
Please don't tell me there's a twin theory, because
No, it does. I don't
the
go
mother
into any
of twins, I'm not
I don't go into any twin theories.
prepared for that.
But I
Okay.
think they think that since they are twins, though, that maybe that part can be skipped because they do, obviously share a closer, Anyway, but it does, I don't know, it's bizarre. They also claim that Ursula, the one who lived in the United States and then went to Ireland, that she would have been the primary person because she went first and then Sabina followed.
Okay.
So Sabina was seeing her delusions. So it's like, what was... Yeah, don't know. So that's one theory. Number 2, this is one of my favorite theories, is MK Ultra mind control, that they were MK Ultra mind control victims. That's where I
yes,
go with things.
winner.
Right. But they were children in the 1960s. I don't know. MK Ultra, though, I don't know a lot about MK Ultra, but it fascinates me. Anything to do with conspiracies really do. But so online sleuths believe that the arrival of police is really what triggered Ursula and Sabina, maybe into a self-destruct mode, like a post-hypnotic trigger.
Oh.
So many interesting things
Yeah.
with MK Ultra. I don't know. I don't know a lot about that because I know allegedly that was a United States thing. I don't know if that occurred in other countries.
Oh,
Sweden.
I'm sure.
I mean, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
The United States doesn't get credit for everything.
No. Losers.
You know they stole it
Sorry.
from somebody else.
Right. I said losers about my own country. Sorry, United States.
Just kidding.
So anyway, I mean, that's really interesting because I don't know, even the folie à deux thing, it's just like, this is so extreme.
Right.
Running into a 18-wheeler. I mean, it's so extreme.
I mean, I would assume getting hit even for the other one, with the like Volkswagen would snap you out of it.
Yes.
You would be walking around passing out poison cigarettes, stabbing people, and hitting
Running
yourself in
into
the head with a
traffic again.
hammer.
Right? No. And then jumping off a 40-foot.
Can you imagine? Like, have you? I don't know. I just think of times where I'm just gonna like do anything, like pull a splinter out of my finger, and I'm like, nope, can't do it.
She's
no,
just
can't do it.
walking
And
down the
to,
street.
like hit yourself, even tap yourself with a hammer. I couldn't talk myself into it.
No, and they said it
just
was like
hit
in
yourself.
a rhythm. Like
That
it wasn't
just-
like one time. It was like a rhythm. Slightly erratic,
Yeah.
but still
Like, what is your end game there? You know what I mean? There can't.
Makes you
There's not
wonder,
one.
like, does she
is she
is it
trying to
mind-
knock something out of her head?
is it mind control?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's like you've snapped. You're now defective.
Yes.
Kill yourself by
Yes.
hitting yourself in the head with a hammer.
I mean, very bizarre.
Yeah.
Super bizarre. And with the MK Ultra stuff, no, I mean, this is going to be twinny because you have, and I don't want this to be weird for you because you have twins, but there was more MK Ultra stuff with like twins or like
oh yeah.
abnormalities because twins aren't the norm. Obviously,
Right.
everyone doesn't have them. But that there would be, there were weird testing things like that.
yeah.
Who put their kids? Oh, sure. I'll sign my kids up for that.
There's a show like that, a TV show. What is it?
Is it on Amazon?
No, I don't know where it is. It's not Orphan Black, is it? I don't think that was what they were as kids, but there's something where like the stuff's done on the children, and
This is where we need like a
and then they end up. I think the kids end up like getting
Wormwood?
powers from it.
Wormwood.
No,
That is about
it's
MK
older
Ultra,
than
though.
that, though.
Have you seen that? I've seen
I
that
have
on
not.
Amazon.
I mean,
never
I've
actually
seen
watched
that.
it.
Yeah, I need to watch it. It
looks
always
great.
pops up in my
Me
recommendations.
too. The untold true story of the CIA, something experiments, and the death of a family man. That looks interesting.
Yeah.
I was just trying to Google something to see if it would come up, but nothing is quickly.
Yeah,
coming
it'll
up.
come to me eventually.
But-
That'll be a haunted housekeeping down the road.
MK Ultra, very interesting. Good stuff.
And it's terrifying.
Absolutely. I mean, all of that is, yeah. So another theory is demon possession.
Yeah, now,
Of course.
Now you're talking.
I tried to dig so deep into demon possession, but I think I'm pushing it a little bit because there weren't a ton of, there would be like websites that would pop up and be like,
Right. Because it never really got to a point where like the church was involved or anything, so
Right.
there wouldn't be.
Right. But that would really help explain their superhuman strength and how they were able to like literally be run over by a car.
Yeah, and
then-
continuously hit yourself in the head with a hammer
Right.
and stay conscious.
Right. And be fighting back and all of that.
Right.
And then the other theory that I saw a lot, and this is what most people want to say, although I like the more out there theories myself,
Right.
is that they were suffering from severe mental disorders. Like on Reddit, a lot of people were like, that's literally that's schizophrenia. I don't know anything about schizophrenia. I don't claim to. It is typically genetic though, so that is interesting because they are related. But I don't feel like schizophrenia shows up in your late 30s. I feel like you get that way earlier.
Simultaneously
Right.
and in the exact same
Right.
way
Way that it manifests.
Yeah.
No. I mean, obviously they had some sort of mental situation going on. Obviously.
But I do see a lot of the paranoia.
yes.
Like with these things, she kept looking out the window and they
Yes.
had all these burner phones
Yes.
and they had so...
But I mean, that's extreme. If you are running into, I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And fine, let's call it schizophrenia then. What were they running from?
Right.
You know what I mean? What were
Right.
they trying to get away from if you want to go that route? Which,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Makes you
just
wonder,
insane.
was it
What-
MK Ultra people?
Yeah.
Was it
Or-
demon possession?
Exactly.
I don't
What
know.
Was it?
This story fascinates me because it
Yeah.
is just like there's no answer. I want to know an answer so bad. I think there's a part of me that's like, oh my God.
Could I wake up
Yes!
one day and just start running into traffic?
Can I wake up one day and just break? My brain's like, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now you own 25 burner phones. I come here one time, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Which is scary because then I'm like, have I been close to that before? I think about even like today, I was scooping out the cat's litter box and dropped a clump on the floor and I'm like, I like lost my mind, and I'm like, what? Oh my God, just get the broom
Calm
and sweep
down.
it up. Why am I being so over the top? Maybe it was MK Ultra.
Maybe so. We're also just our brains are so fragile, right? And so it's just scary to think about.
It is scary.
It's the
It's
human
insane.
condition, I think, and we're just we watch I watch something like this, and it just
Yeah. And it would be weird if it was just one person, but for it to be two. And it kind of makes you wonder if old Ursula didn't have two broken legs.
What else would have happened?
Yeah, what would have been the aftermath of her?
Right.
You know?
Would she have murdered someone too? It's just so
It's
creepy.
insane.
So if you are so inclined, go on YouTube and Google Ursula and Sabina Eriksson or the Eriksson twins. It's not, it's graphic in the fact that you're seeing someone get hit by a car, but there's no blood or anything.
No.
It's not
And
gory.
I know there's an episode of something.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dateline 2020, something along those lines that I've seen on
And then
this.
there is like a documentary on YouTube about it as well. So tons of really interesting. It's just, it fascinates me. So little off topic,
Good story.
but it's still
no,
weird.
I liked it. Very good. Nice
Right.
job.
Well, thank you, Amy. Okay,
You're
bye.
welcome.
Woo! Hi.
All right. Well, I'm a hot mess. I left all my stuff at work yesterday. I won't even bore you with the details why, but I really did have a reason why. Because there was a lot going on at work. And then we ended up, work got canceled today because of the weather. So all my stuff was there. So then I'm like, well, it's fine. All my notes are on my Google Drive. I'll just print them. I went to print and my printer at home was out of ink. So I'm just like, are you kidding me? And then the laptop was in my son's room because he's working on some stuff for his dual credit. Anyway, so Whitney brought me her iPad. So this is how this is going down.
And she wrote her own notes, people.
Yeah, these are my notes. This is no copy and paste job. I mean, obviously I got my information from places, but this is all Amy. So
Woo!
hope you like it. My sources are Legends of America, History Daily, and Mysterious Universe.
I love Mysterious Universe.
Yes,
It's a great
good
website.
times. So my topic is Skinwalkers.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even mention Skinwalker Ranch because that is like its whole episode. I almost feel like you and I should both cover Skinwalker Ranch.
It's too big.
I'd be like, you covered these years and I'll cover these
It's
years
insane.
or something because it is insane. So I don't go into
We read that book.
We did. And I don't go into any of the theories or anything from that book or what they think is happening at Skinwalker Ranch. I'm just sticking strictly with the Navajo version of what a Skinwalker
That's
is.
interesting, though. I like
So,
Does that
what
need to
is
be brighter for you?
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Let me put my glasses on.
I can
now,
make it
'cause this
brighter.
is good. Well, no, my glasses don't make things brighter. They just make the words.
Well, doesn't it's so
clearer.
dark? Okay.
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay, great.
Thank you, though.
You're very welcome.
All right, so in Navajo culture, skinwalkers are a type of witch.
Oh,
I didn't realize that.
Me neither.
I mean, I've heard of skinwalkers. I'm aware of what they are, but I didn't realize that they begin as a witch.
do you know what I
It's a
just
form
think of when I
witchcraft.
think of skinwalkers? I just think of werewolves. I
Yeah,
don't know
me
why.
too. Which is crazy because you can be anything, and I'll get into that.
Oh, a dolphin.
Yes. Whatever. I mean, well, you have to kill it and wear its skin, so that could be slippery and kind of
like-
kinky. Like, hey,
I show up to the prayer closet. You're like, dude, why do you have a bottle nose?
and
on
then
your
you
head?
actually like morph into that animal, so you might
Slowly?
die if you're like a dog, and you're like, and I'm like, no, that's annoying. Change back into your human form.
I'm just like in a
please.
bathtub in here.
It's like the movie Mermaid.
That's my dream. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
All right, well, now we know Whitney ever dabs in witchcraft. Look out.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah,
That's a
close
sheep.
enough.
How did you know that?
I don't know.
How'd you
That's not even what they sound like. I'm just being stupid.
I made it a sheep.
So anyways, it's where a witch can turn into or disguise themselves as animals. It's actually considered the most dangerous type of whip.
You were so freaking serious with your face too, which is what's so fun. It is actually the most serious kind of whip.
Because I didn't know there were a bunch of different witches.
I didn't either.
And there may be a lot of whips. I don't know what's
I'm sure
going
there
on.
are. Bound chicka wow wow.
Yeah.
Abe.
Lincoln? What? I don't know. Oh, God. The iPad went to sleep. Stop it.
I'm so
I just want
dumb.
my paper back. Okay.
Okay.
Anywho, so it's considered the most dangerous type of witch.
I'm with you. I did not know there were multiple types.
And there's all kinds. It is called, okay, I'm going to attempt this.
Okay.
Ye noddle douchey.
Stop it. What? Ye noddle douchey?
Ye noddle douchey.
What? Are you speaking Navajo right now?
Yes. Are you impressed? Isn't that a movie where, didn't they in one of the wars, they had wind talkers or whatever, and they spoke Navajo because no one could decode it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Trevor, if you're listening.
Trevor.
Wasn't that a thing? They had Navajo people, they would recruit them as soldiers.
Yes, for World War... One of the world wars.
Maybe?
Yes. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
Because no one else knew the language.
And they spoke, that was their
code.
code.
They spoke Navajo.
Yes.
So they said, ye noddle douchey, which translates to, with it, he goes on all fours. Which doesn't sound like that. No. It sounds like
Navadushi
she has a
douche
odor about her. All right. So witchcraft is actually a normal part of culture and history.
Okay.
And they believe that witches are on the same playing field as humans and not considered supernatural, which I find interesting. But they're just saying they're just humans with these exceptional skills. Yes.
But can anyone be a witch then? If you learn the skills?
Well, I actually wrote on here, it makes me think of the movie The Craft.
Yeah.
It's like just normal people who happen to practice the art of witchcraft. Like, okay, congratulations, you're a witch
You
now.
just get a book and learn. I'm sure it's not that easy.
No, probably not. And then there was something else, and it's probably in my notes, where they said a lot of times they're actually like shamans or medicine men
Medical
or whatever,
witches.
but then they go dark. And so go to the dark side, and
I'm
that's
drunk
what they're
with power.
So, I don't know. I would think to be like a shaman or a medicine man,
I bet Charlie
it's
Sheen
just like
is
a special kind of
is a
person.
witch.
Not anybody could. Probably.
Look at him.
Yeah. He's not doing a very good job with using his powers. And in their culture, they actually categorize powers into good. Again, think medicine man.
Okay.
They're saying that a medicine man has these powers. Even though he's just a normal man, he's got these exceptional powers, but he uses those for good
Yeah, to
and
help.
for healing.
Yeah.
Whereas witchcraft is more, they consider that more evil because they perform their spells and curses, and there's never a positive outcome for the people on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
As opposed to as if you have a shaman
Gotcha.
with you, they're trying to improve your health or
help
get
you
you out of a bad situation. Whereas that's, no good can come.
No.
The knowledge of the powers is typically passed down throughout generations. I found that kind of interesting.
Huh.
So like, okay, I have the power to be a skinwalker. I even just can't speak. So I'm not sharing that knowledge with a bunch of people. I'm passing that down
To your family.
to my family through generations.
So if you're... Okay. So I have so many questions.
I probably have no answers.
Does everyone know you're a skinwalker? Or is it secretive?
No, I'm going to get to
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Can you... Okay. Never mind.
No, and what is this where you're going? One could not just simply say, I want to be a skinwalker, and bam, you're a skinwalker.
Oh.
You have to be initiated by a secret society.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the Illuminati just steps
The
in.
Freemasons. The
But actually,
Scientologists.
that's not a great thing because in order to be initiated by the secret society, you have to do something really awful, which is like murder an immediate family member.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And by doing that, then they prove their worthiness. Then they are granted the powers.
Is it worth it?
I mean,
Do you do
I don't
super
know.
cool things as a skinwalker?
It's mainly militia. Oh my God. No, Maleficent has nothing to do with this. It's
Or
mainly
does she?
malicious and vengeful.
Oh, so if you're pissed at someone,
Yes.
you're like, I will do
Then
anything.
being a skinwalker is
Then look out, I'm killing whoever.
Yes. And even though they're granted the powers to shift into animals, they actually live among their tribe during the day. So unless you're involved in that secret society, you're one of them, you are none the wiser to the fact that this being or whatever you want to call them is just walking around.
But then, like, if you are one of them, you'd be over there and be like, oh, there's so-and-so. I know at night he turns into
maybe they have a secret handshake or something. I don't know.
That'd be really lame.
Yeah, that would be lame.
Rivet.
They often meet, I found it interesting, they often meet in caves.
What?
At night, like in hidden.
Oh, all the animals?
No,
or
just as
people?
their secret society.
Oh. Well, I guess if you're a Native American, where else you know.
Well, and when they're in there, they participate in things like cannibalism. Or it's a desecrating graves. Like, what's the point of that? Stop.
That's just mean.
And they're typically have a leader.
Oh, the Skinwalker leader.
Who's like a really old, air quote, wise man.
Okay.
Who's been doing this for long periods of time.
Do they live longer than a normal human life?
Not per anything I read.
Okay.
They usually take the form of coyotes, wolves, foxes, cougars, dogs, and bears, but they can be any animal.
But those are like the ones you'd really want to be.
Yes. They have to wear the skin of the animal in order to be able to transform into it, hence the name Skinwalker.
For how long?
For every time they want to transform into it, they have to put the skin on.
And then what happens?
Then they transform into that animal. They become that animal.
As like a werewolf.
Yes.
Except not by the light of the moon.
But no, you would just be a wolf then at that point.
Oh.
I mean,
how do you go back?
I love Silver Bullet. It's one of the greatest Stephen King books of all time. But no, you're like an actual wolf. You're not like the oh yeah, you're not that
Werewolves
big.
London. So how do you go back to being normal?
I don't know. You have the ability to change yourself.
You
back.
can do
so
it.
I mean, you're not like thinking like an animal. Like if I turn into my dog, I'm not my dog. Like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit for a treat right now. Yeah, I'm still me. Like I'm
what
assuming.
about our podcast?
Yeah. Some even wear the skulls and antlers to increase their powers. So in addition to the skin, they do that.
That's gross.
It's like
get the skull on your forehead.
I don't know. I probably pick something like a sloth. But then I wouldn't be able to do it because
Amy, come on. You're like,
I'd be like, I don't have the heart to kill this thing. Forget it.
Oh, no. Sloths are so
I'm going to kill something for a skin. I'm like, I don't know what I become.
A snake.
A mosquito. I don't know.
I hate snakes.
One of the few things I
But
killed.
I wouldn't want to wear that.
No, gross.
A ladybug. I killed so many ladybugs today.
I even put on here, I'm like, no, me. I tried to be like, well, grab one of the boys' taxidermied animals. Like, why do I have to kill it?
Duck,
and they're like, why is that deer head on a piece of wood? Like chanting at my house tonight. What's your end game here?
Chanting at my house. Oh, I thought you meant like...
No, because I think I'm a skinwalker, but I'm just holding a mounted deer head on a piece of wood. It's got a little placard on it.
Where you become that deer head. It's you. It's like those...
I have no legs, no nothing. I'm just a deer head.
Remember when Bass made that the fish that used the top?
Yes,
So
that
like
would be
that.
me as a skinwalker.
That's
so intimidating.
Love tonight. I don't know why you're doing that.
How
but
scary. Oh, terrifying.
you better come back here.
Yeah. I mean, I
on this
can't
wall.
chase you because I'm mounted
back
to this board, but if I could live in fear. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God. I'm
That
sure
would be us. We're such losers.
that would be. People would be like, you wouldn't even be allowed in our Navajo community, you idiot losers.
To be even just in the community.
Yes. Typically, they choose their animal depending on what skill they want to acquire. So I put
Okay.
speed, you would become a fox. Strength, a bear. Cuteness, a panda. I made that part up. Because of this, Navajos actually have. This is real. I mean, this is all real, but this is real. Navajos have a rule against wearing animal pelts because of this. They can only wear sheepskin and buckskin because these are considered non-predatory animals. And even then, they're only worn during special ceremonies.
Oh.
So I'm like, prom's coming, get your sheepskin for $49.99. Special ceremony.
So soft.
Now, this is kind of scary. They can also take possession of someone's body if they lock eyes.
What? The Skinwalker can?
Yes.
While they are a skin in their other body?
From what I took,
Just
while they're
anytime.
just in their normal.
So right now,
attitude.
we've
Yes.
locked eyes.
I was like, thank God I never lock eyes with anyone. Maybe
But
that's
me.
saving me, but
Come-
you. So if you're a
Come on in
Skinwalker,
here.
I'm
Let me
screwed.
possess you. That's weird and creepy.
Yeah. Other powers include the ability to read minds, control thoughts and behaviors, cause disease, illness, or death. They can also control other nocturnal animals into doing their bidding.
Come here, raccoon.
And they can
rid of that trash
reanimate
can.
corpses and make
Oh.
them kill for them. So that's fun.
Zombification.
Yeah, great.
Wow.
Or attack others for them. The only way to stop a skinwalker is to find its true identity and call them by name.
I'm like, Amy Johnston!
I wrote on here, Mary-Kate Olsen, I know that's you! Knock it off! I don't know why I went with that. There must have been something on, like, Yahoo News about her that day.
Mary-Kate Olsen. Oh, speaking of... Can we take a quick e-news circle?
Of course.
So today I'm just scrolling through Snapchat. And, I don't ever go on Snapchat, but there's that place on there where it just has a bunch of crap that's like just celebrities, and there's Heidi Pratt, and I was like, okay. And then Spencer popped up with his Pratt Daddy crystals.
Told you.
And he was like, these are the coolest shirts you ever did see, and he had all these Pratt Daddy shirt crystals. And then there was a Snapchat of him laying on his couch with his child listening to Taylor Swift, and then there was another Snapchat of him eating soup, putting it into a Taylor Swift mug. I was like, what's up?
He's a real Swiftie.
Yeah, what a creep. Anyway,
Yeah,
off
they're
topic,
weirdos.
totally off topic, but it was great and fascinating.
So then once you call them by name, they have to face the fact that they're evil, and they have to face that they've hurt or killed others, and that often results in their own death. It said, so I don't know. I'm assuming that means by their own hand.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit of history of what skinwalkers are.
Fascinating.
Per my notes. I'm sure I left out a lot of stuff and probably added some crap that's not true. So then I went
Ooh, yes.
on Mysterious Universe, and they gave eyewitness accounts of people who have seen a skinwalker.
So crazy.
And I'm just going to quote Mysterious Universe or cite Mysterious Universe, but they said they got some of their stories they got off Reddit, some they got, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I changed it. This is me paraphrasing in my own words, so whatever. God, come after me. I don't care.
Yeah, come at me.
So the author on Mysterious Universe told about a man who actually wrote into him an encounter he had while driving through Arizona with his father. And you'll see all of these take place like in the Northwest. No. Southwest.
West, yeah. In the Seattle metropolitan area.
They have grunge bands, flannel shirts, and skinwalkers. So as they're driving through the desert in Arizona, they come upon a coyote sitting on the side of a road. Ooh. And it was completely unbothered by their car approaching. So think, when you're driving up the road and there's like a raccoon or a squirrel or any kind of just wild animal, its natural instinct is to get up and run because they don't want to get hit by the car.
Yeah, and they're scared of you,
yes.
a human.
They honked the horn to try to get out of the road, but it just stared them down. Once they passed, the dad yelled at the son to look at it, so he looked in his rearview mirror and saw the coyote chasing them. He kept speeding up to where he was going over 50 miles an hour, but it kept up. Suddenly, he looked next to his car, and it was a naked man running right alongside of his car that's now
just
going over 50 miles an hour. Once it kept slapping the side of the car. I'm like, please. No, it just said he kept slapping. I'm like, please tell me that's with his hand.
Oh my God! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Naked man running is
coyote.
funny.
You're like, womp, and then you just look at your, like, right by you out your car window.
You're like, dude.
And it's like, do you roll your window down? Do you say something?
Get off my car. What the hell?
And then the guy just got a creepy grin on his face, let out a howl, and ran off into the desert.
That's some sort of weird sex cult. Hello.
or a skinwalker. One or the other.
Or the one and the same.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
God.
like, and then, like, how do you, the guy and his dad ever speak again? Like, that's really weird. Like,
So I'm going to go wash my car because the guy just pissed all over it.
you saw that, right? It was a coyote and then it was a naked man. Like, you saw that. Please tell me you saw that, too, because I can't see this alone.
Oh, my God. And he's just creepy smiling at you.
Yeah, creepy sign. And I just imagine running alongside your car
And you're just
naked.
still driving like, do you make eye contact? Or you're just like this, I'm not looking. I am not looking.
Like when you're at a red light or something and you can tell someone's staring at you.
And
so
you're not looking.
No. You're like, suddenly my floorboard's very interesting.
What's down there? I'm just reaching. I'm reaching
I'm
still.
just going to get out this book and read it while I'm driving.
I'm yawning. I'm reaching. I'm reading.
Everything.
Scratching.
Yeah. So weird.
Oh, my God.
Knowing me, you hear because I'm tipping the side mirror down. Like, I'm going to see what's going on here. Is he really totally naked? What's happening?
wiener.
Warning, objects in rear view may be closer than they appear.
Oh, my God. I don't have a penis. But I feel like if you're running naked, does that hurt?
I mean, I think
It's
if
all
I'm
just
running without a bra on, that hurts.
Right. That's
So I would imagine.
boobs and balls are the same.
Well, he didn't care. He was grinning, so whatever.
What a weirdo. This is so embarrassing. I can't
Yeah.
I get Chris is gonna be like, you talked about penises again. This is embarrassing. I'm like, I know.
It's my life.
Hello, it came up
That's right.
organically.
No, it never said it came up. It was just said he was running. Just to clarify. Okay, moving on.
Penis jokes.
So there's a Reddit user who talked about his encounters with a skinwalker while driving through a suburb of Phoenix. I found that kind of interesting. It's just in a suburb.
Coming on in.
It was the first time he was traveling with his roommate, and they both saw a figure on all fours running out of a field and across the road in front of his car. It turned around and looked directly at them. They described it as looking simian with a completely black body, but a white human face. And they're like, not white, like, yo, white boy, yo, not one of those, but like the color of Snow White. Not Snow White, Disney Snow White, but white like snow.
What does simian mean?
Isn't that like reptilian kind of, maybe? I don't know. That's not right. I'm making it up. Just Google it.
I'll go Google it.
So then a few weeks later, he saw the same creature sitting in a tree, Kissing. And once the car got close, it climbed down, ran across the road, and stopped to stare directly at the guy. And he said his passenger was freaking out. Think a creature climbed from a tree, jumped in front of your car, and then stared at you.
Simian means primate, like an ape or a monkey.
Okay, not reptilian at all.
But, sort of the same.
I mean, animalistic.
Right.
There you go.
So it was like a pure white monkey type of thing.
Well, just the face.
Oh.
The body was all black, and the face was Snow White. So,
I don't
weird.
Like that. I don't like
so
that.
it's almost like, damn it, George, you did this wrong again. You only wore the gorilla fur from the neck down. It's still your white face, you idiot. That'd be me. I get it all wrong. Get the spell backwards.
Yeah. That's so creepy.
Another Reddit user was talking about the time he was exploring some old Spanish ruins in New Mexico with some of his friends. And they were digging through the ruins, which seems maybe like you're asking for trouble.
Right, not good.
When they heard something that he described as sounding very angry, and it let out an incredibly loud, piercing shriek. And then when they looked, something looked like it was moving from wall to wall as it was screaming. Ew. So not only could they hear it, they couldn't really see like the details of it, but almost like shadowy. But it was just like pacing basically and letting out this shriek. And so they were like, and then took off. And instead, one friend even wet his pants. And I'm sure he's like, that would be telling everyone on Reddit this, you jerk.
That would be me.
So they drove a few hours away to a national park to camp for the weekend.
fun.
After a few hours there, they still couldn't figure out what they'd witnessed, which I'm sure you'd be sitting around like your campfire talking about what just happened. What was that?
Yes.
So one of the guys stepped into the woods to pee, and then things are a little unclear in his memory what happened after that. So he think, get up, step away, go kind of into like the edge of the woods so that he can pee in private. He said he saw what looked like 2 dust devils headed his way. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Is it like a dust bunny? Like, I don't understand.
I need to Google so many things in your story.
Some pledge.
Like, that's even
It's the only way to
scarier.
destroy them. I don't know what dust devils are.
Dust devil. Oh, okay, hold on. Something's going on. A strong, well-formed, and relatively short-lived whirlwind, ranging from small to large. It's like a
okay. So you think
dusty-
like when you see a little like leaf tornado.
Yeah, a little
Got
dusty
it.
tornado.
Okay. So not dust
But
bunnies.
small.
Not the same.
But that's scary. What?
That is
How does
very
that
scary.
form?
So he turned and saw that his friends were waiting for him to follow them. So the friends that he had just been sitting with and experienced all this stuff with,
Okay.
and they're like, hey, come on,
The
come
dust
on.
devil's coming.
So he felt like he was being pulled along and had no choice but to follow them. So after about 10 or 15 minutes of following them into the woods, he kind of like snapped out of whatever it was that was going on. He was almost like trance-like following his friends into the woods, only to realize that they weren't his friends. They looked like his friend. They had his friends' faces, but they had bright red hair. Both of his friends were brunettes.
Gingers.
Yes. And cat eyes. So red hair,
What?
cat eyes, but their faces. I know. Like, worst
What?
makeover ever.
I come here next time. I'm like, hey.
Yeah. Look at my Joan
Do you like
Rivers
my
eyes.
cat eyes?
Sorry, rest in peace. Joan Rivers loved you. So
What?
when he snapped out of this and stopped walking, they both glared at him. Like they were angry that he realized, the jig is up. And so then he took off running back in the direction that he'd come from, and he found his camp where his buddies were just sitting and talking. Like they had moved from the spot. They were
When
they
he
like left to go
Where'd
pee.
you go? Oh.
Yeah, so he told them what happened, and they packed up everything and were gone.
They're like, enough's
nope,
enough.
we're out. That's enough for a lifetime.
That's so weird. Keep going.
Okay, I'm good.
Please keep going.
In 1993, a security guard was working a graveyard shift at a hotel in New Mexico. He parked his car. I'm like, what? Do they have security guards for hotels? They just like have cars? But I guess if it's a big enough one, you
Probably
get
just
kind
a
of patrol
security
that.
real
Yeah.
big.
Well, it's probably
Maybe
like
it's a
one-
big complex too.
Or maybe more like a motel where you like have to get into your room from outside.
Probably.
So.
And then you
Anyways,
definitely want
who
some.
cares? Who am I to judge? But he parked his car to take a nap on the job. Like,
Great,
no,
you're
not,
fired.
Not a good idea.
God.
Around 2 a.m., he fell asleep, but was suddenly awakened when something hit the bottom of his car so hard that it shook the entire car. So he's like,
creepy.
whoa, what was that? Crap, I shouldn't have fallen asleep. So he started the car and pulled forward and and spun around in the lot and looked back where he'd been parked. And what he described seeing was a dog-like creature with an odd face just staring at him, right where his car had been parked.
Ew, it was under. So it was under him.
Yes. He said he could feel an evil energy from it and believed it was trying to invade his soul.
What?
Yeah. So crazy. No, thank you. I'm just going to go ahead and drive on home now. I quit. Consider this my 2-minute notice. He described it as having some human features, particularly the eyes and the nose. Oh. It was a little larger than an adult German Shepherd with mangy black and tan fur and very visibly defined muscles.
Oh.
He just knew he was in danger, so he stepped on the gas and tried to run it over.
Yeah.
I would like to think I would be that brave, but I don't know.
I'm not sure what else you'd think to do.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
I
want to
don't know.
chase you.
But if it's got like all those features and looks part human, I'd be like, if I hit it, what's it going to do? Like, is my car just going to burst into flames? I don't know.
Is it going to attach itself, like grab onto my car and hold on?
Because that's not okay.
No.
I would not be good with that.
No.
So when he tried to run it over, it actually took off running across different parking lots. So he chased it through all the lots.
Damn, he's brave.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh,
So he
or
ran
dumb.
it into an area with thick vegetation. So he grabbed his pistol and chased it on foot. So
He is
it
a
got to a
security
point
guard.
where he couldn't drive his car.
He
And
takes
I
his
just think of any
job.
security guards I ever see.
I know.
I'm like, no,
Paul
they ain't
Blart
doing
style.
that. Yeah.
He really takes his
Not
job very
happening.
seriously.
Yeah. I don't know. I just...
He takes it very seriously.
He does. I'll give him that. So he could hear the creature circling at him, like it was trying to come up behind him.
Ew.
So he's out walking in the dark and all these, like, it said thick vegetation. So I'm thinking, like, tall weeds and brush. And, yeah.
With thorns.
And so you can just hear it circling because
Kyle-
it's trying to sneak up behind
Kyle
you.
will tell stories about that because Kyle's a hunter, and so he goes out at night in the dark to get into his tree stand and whatnot. And he has come back with many stories like that he would be walking and a pack of coyotes would come and be circling him like as prey.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
thank
obviously
you.
he carries a pistol with him as well,
Right,
but
but-
like, ugh.
Yeah, no.
Oh, we forgot to mention the meteor. That's
Oh, yeah. Well,
Did you see it?
I did not see it, but
neither.
I mean, I watched videos of
Me
it.
too. It wasn't a meteor. It was a UFO.
Obviously, it lit up the entire state.
Yeah.
It did come up behind him, though. And through, I typed through.
And
the
through
wrong
what?
through. No, it came up behind him and through him.
Oh, like
I'm like, well, I typed through like it walked through him. I'm like, no, it was solid.
it threw his
It
body.
threw him as though he weighed nothing. So it came up behind
Ew, it
him,
picked him
grabbed
up.
him, picked him up, and just chucked him like a rag doll.
Oh my god!
And I imagine he's like, like Paul Blart.
300 pounds. we have made.
He's riding his Segway through the weeds. Like, where'd you go?
We've definitely shown our bias against security guards.
No, it's because every movie we've ever watched,
true.
be honest, the security guard is always a little overweight and can
Yes.
never catch anyone
No.
he's chasing.
Security guards of America, we see you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
So he found his pistol. Oh, okay. Yeah,
well,
that's
it
great.
probably fell off while he got thrown by a
and
dog.
took off after, so he continued chasing it even after it did that.
Now, Paul Blart, we're quickly stepping into dumb territory.
Yes.
Where you should have stopped, maybe. I'm not victim blaming.
No.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
Yeah. You might want to just go back to King of Queens and hang out with Leah Remini and ask her about Scientology. This is not a good idea running after this thing.
No.
But instead of it now running on 4 legs like it had this whole time, it was now running on 2. And it looked like a naked man. And it was screaming what sounded to be both human and animal. Well, yeah, because he's like scraping his freaking testicles on all these thorn bushes, probably. Well,
Oh my god. This is the
should have
penis
kept your
episode.
dingleberries out of the actual berries.
You don't be coming to Motel 6 no more.
Nah.
Out of here.
We'll leave the light on for ya. You bet. So, I don't know. I have nowhere else to go with that.
We will not leave the
Just
light
like
on
slogans.
for
We'll
Skinwalkers.
leave the light on for you so you could pull all the cockleburrs out of your cockleburr. No, too far. Sorry.
That's great. Cockaburr. We got a title.
Actually, it ran through some sage brush.
Sage bush.
Brush. That bush.
Bushes are funny. Made of sage.
And cacti.
Sage bush. That's our episode title.
sage
Sage
bush.
bush. Well, it might be a thing. I don't know. Sage bush.
When he was down there, he had sagebush. Oh my god. Anyways, later the housekeepers at the hotel. I have
Why does this always go to a weird
many
sexual place?
misspellings in this.
Okay.
So the housekeepers, who were Native Americans, are like, Pablo, you saw a skinwalker.
Yeah.
This is what this was. We're telling you, we know about this. You idiot. You're lucky you're not dead.
Right. Quit
But he
chasing that
actually
thing.
claims after that he had a really terrible spell of bad luck. Nightmares and health problems. It got so bad, he actually went to a shaman for a cleansing in hopes it would help him.
Well.
And it did because the shaman gave him a spirit protector that's a white wolf.
What?
I don't know. I guess that's a thing.
They gave him a white wolf. Now he just owns a wolf.
A spirit protector. I don't think they actually.
Now I own this wolf.
We're going to go to PetSmart and buy some cute little toys and stuff. And you'll be fine.
Wolf.
Yes.
It's called a Chihuahua.
Yes. It's actually a hedgehog. But we're going to say...
explain the white wolf thing.
Well, it was his spirit protector. Okay. I don't think it actually gave him a wolf. It was like a symbol. Like,
I got it.
I'm sure there was a ceremony.
It was a keychain.
Yes.
And the ceremony's over. Here's your keychain.
That said Motel 6.
Not making fun of Native American culture.
We just
don't. Funny.
We don't understand.
No.
He did say, though, that he believed it had been stalking him for months, although he had no idea why. God. So that was kind of like the culmination of it all. Like,
it was like, well, tonight's the night. I'm going to bust up out of your bottom of your truck.
Yeah. And then run
aggressive.
Through the sage bush.
Nikki.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay, I'm in it for it.
And this one's like does not end well.
Okay, I'll try to be appropriate.
A Navajo girl from New Mexico was home from boarding school visiting her family. One night, after everyone in the house had gone to bed, the dogs kept barking and would not stop. As a pet owner, I get this. It's so frustrating, but her dogs were outside. They weren't in the house. They're outside barking,
and there's
won't
things
stop.
out there.
So as that's happening, the girl hears a thud on the roof of her house.
I've had that happen. Yeah. Very scary.
And she's sharing a room with her sister, and her sister hears it too, so she's not imagining it. So she goes and tries to wake her parents up and tell them there's something on the roof, and they're like, knock it off, go back to bed. It's nothing. So the thumping sounds continued, along with the sound of scratching claws and heavy breathing.
She can hear the breathing.
Yes,
in her room, and it's on the roof.
Yes,
that's intense.
Like, when I think heavy breathing, I'm thinking of like a big dog when it's been running around and
panting even.
Yes. Where was I? Oh, no.
The end.
No, not the end yet. The dogs continued barking, and she heard the thing on the roof stop pacing and throw something hard at one of the dogs, which actually hurt the dog because she could then hear it whimpering.
What did it throw?
Well, it said her sister, I don't understand why, had left like a metal pole on the roof. I don't know.
What are they doing?
Maybe they put a flag up every day. I don't know anything about anything. But anyways, they found
my pole.
They found that pole on the ground. Or maybe it was a metal pipe. That would make more sense.
Sort of similar.
Anyways, the thing threw it and hit the dog with it. And then continued walking on the step. And the girl fell asleep to the sounds of the footsteps on the roof.
Okay. In almost every story we talk about, there's someone who ends up falling asleep.
Oh, but there's a reason she falls asleep.
Okay, but do you know that though? Like besides this one though, it's like how?
Yeah, how do you fall asleep? You're way too scared.
No,
but this is not her fault.
Okay.
So the next morning, the girl and her sister looked outside for prints, but the ground was too hard for any clear prints to be left behind. And the parents continue brushing off their concerns. Like, you
parents
guys are
don't
just
do that.
Being crazy. Don't wake me up again. I need my sleep. Knock it off. So within 4 days of this happening, her 25-year-old cousin, who also lived in that house, passed away after complaining of a terrible headache. The family brought in a medicine man to conduct a ceremony after her death. So I guess that's something normal that they do. He just came in to do the ceremony. But he looked at the girl and her sister and said, "You two knew about this." And he told them that a man in a bear skin had been on the roof and blew some kind of powder on the family to put them all to sleep.
Ew.
And then blew a white powder on the cousin, which caused her death. He performed a ceremony to ward off the skinwalker, but later this girl's grandmother told her that skinwalkers use a white powder that is ground up human bone.
Ew.
And that's just like a known fact in the Navajo culture, that they know that skinwalkers do that. And so that is what they were being told happened to this seemingly healthy 25-year-old girl who was just like, I have a really bad headache, and then just died.
And like,
with no explanation.
To what reason, you know?
Yeah, well, who knows? Was Was it a man who maybe had admired her and she didn't return that? We don't know. There's really no background of any of that. But that's just that girl's personal experience with what happened. So it's like, it's not even like they try to be sneaky or anything, but it's like, well, if they can just blow something in your face and make you go to sleep and really have no, I mean, obviously if it was close enough to blow it in her face, she probably saw it as well. So it must like do something with your memory.
Yes, to make
as
you
well.
lose
So
it.
you have no recollection of it. So
shoot.
that was my story on Skinwalkers. And like I said, maybe
So
someday
good,
we
Amy.
can do a joint
Skinwalker
Ranch
Ranch one.
Skinwalker Ranch, because that goes
Bananas.
way off the rails.
It does.
They actually don't really even talk about Skinwalkers in the sense of what a Navajo.
No, it's all over. I mean,
believes that
but there is
Skinwalkers are.
everything in that story.
Oh, you name it. There's
Yes.
aliens, there's portals,
There's poltergeists.
Yeah, it's
There's
crazy.
Bigfoot.
Time travel.
It's
Amazing.
It's bizarre. Okay, well, great
right.
story, Amy. That was
Thanks.
fascinating. Let's see.
We're doing good.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. We said we were going to talk about something at the end of this, and now I don't remember
Oh,
what.
God.
Didn't we?
We were going to talk about rating.
No, but like in the middle of this, we're like, oh, we'll talk about it. And now anyone listening is screaming, you said this!
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either. Poop. Well,
Okay, well, next time.
haunted housekeeping.
We don't know. So please rate, review, and subscribe. If you have a great story, you can email us at onthehaunt@gmail.com. We would love to read your story, or you can go on our website, onthehaunt.com, and there's a contact us. It works now.
Yes.
You can send us some stuff on there.
Real
We'd love
email.
We'd love to hear your stories. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, please.
Even if you don't want to write a review, that's what we love when you write reviews, but
Yes.
just click and please give us 5 stars.
We are actually going to go ahead and just send stickers to people who write a review. So you might want to do that. Or if you write us a review on Facebook. We're also gonna
and
send
share
you
us.
one.
Please,
Yes.
share
Please
our page.
Thank you.
Like us, and you could probably, you're going to get a sticker if you do that, because let's be honest.
And they're pretty cool.
They're very cool.
I can't wait to, it's on my car. I don't know.
By the time you listen to this episode, there will be a picture on our
Yes.
social media.
I can
So
put it
you
up
know
tonight.
what you're trying to win.
It's awesome.
Get your eye on the prize,
Heck
people.
yeah. It's good stuff. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.